Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and today we are chatting about Our Christmas Wedding, which stars Holly Deveaux and Drew Seeley. It's directed by Andrew Simic and is written by Courtney McAllister and Patrick McBrearty. This is the story of Nicole and Michael and their rush to get married before Christmas. Now, if you remember from the first movie, My Boss's Wedding, Nicole's boss, Kim, was getting married to Bradley, and Kim planned their wedding. So now the tides have turned, and Kim is going to plan Nicole's wedding. And she has to do this within 2 weeks before Christmas. How is she going to do it? I don't know. Let's find out. So the movie opens up on Thanksgiving night, just like Destined 2, Christmas Once More. Nicole, Michael, Kim, and Bradley are sitting around finishing Thanksgiving dinner and saying what they are thankful for. Nicole says, "Call me turkey because I am stuffed." Nicole with the dad humor, the dad joke. Nicole says that she is thankful for celebrating Thanksgiving with Bradley and Kim, since her parents are out of town. Michael says he is thankful for signing with a manager so he can get his singing career going. Then Michael gets down on one knee and proposes to Nicole. Nicole's parents walk in. Surprise, they aren't out of town. They must have spent Thanksgiving Day at the airport, which is always a fun way to spend Thanksgiving. Lost my place already. There we go. All right, then we get a flash forward 2 weeks. Nicole and Michael are Christmas tree shopping. He says, "You want to help me bake cookies?" "No, you can't bake cookies. It's too soon. It's 2 weeks before Christmas. Those cookies are going to be growing mold by Christmas time. You got to bake those suckers like 1 or 2 days before Christmas so they're nice and fresh on Christmas Day." Anyway, Nicole says, yeah, she would love to. Nicole tells her roommate about getting engaged. Her roommate wants to know if she will be moving out. Nicole says, no, Michael and I are not going to live together until we are married. Hey, so that's nice. I like to hear that. Her roommate wants to know when that will be. Nicole says sometime over the summer. So they have 6 months to plan a wedding. That's what she thinks. Then we see Nicole and Michael decorating Christmas cookies. He sees her wedding planning album that she has been working on since she was a kid. He opens it up and sees a picture of the Stonewater Estate. Nicole says she has wanted to get married there her entire life because that is where her parents got married. They go over to the Stonewater Estate and find out it is being torn down right after Christmas. Nicole tells Kim, her boss. Kim says, well, then why don't you get married before Christmas? Nicole says, no way, that's impossible. Kim says, hey, you plan my wedding in 2 weeks. How about I plan yours? Then we get a concert from Drew Seeley as Michael, as he's singing for Nicole and her roommate, Maggie. I think her roommate is named Maggie, I believe. Michael tells Nicole he has great news. The new manager he signed with got him a record deal for a Christmas single, which will be released on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. That's a very strange date to release a Christmas single, because usually new Christmas movies gets released in November, so it has time to sell before Christmas. Not going to sell many songs or albums releasing it on Christmas Day. Nicole tells him about the venue getting torn down, so they need to get married before Christmas, and Kim is going to plan their wedding. He says, okay, I'll turn down this Christmas song offer. Nicole says, hey, no way. Why don't you work on your song during the day and help me with the wedding planning at night? Huh? Although, what? I thought Kim was the one planning their wedding. So what does Michael have to do? Matter of fact, what does Nicole have to do if Kim is planning the whole thing? I don't know. Nicole, oh wait, I gotta change my slide here. There we go. Nicole tells Kim that Michael is all in for a Christmas wedding and gives her her wedding album. Kim says, "Oh, this is nice, but I have something to show you." She shows her a wedding board that looks like a murder board. Kim tells her the most important part of a wedding is the dress. Nicole is like, "How about family, friends, the groom?" Kim says, "Those are nice, but no." Kim says the second most important part is food and beverage. Then she goes on and says number 3 is the cake. She says the cake has to be vanilla or chocolate. Anything else is risky. Number 4 is the guest list. And finally, wedding favors. Kim suggests tree ornaments as wedding favors, which is actually a really good idea. Kim is acting like a bridezilla throughout this entire movie. And she's just the wedding planner. She's not the one getting married. Nicole meets Michael later that night to make Christmas ornaments. They talk about going cake tasting. He says, "I can't. I'm going into the studio to record." He says anything but vanilla for the cake because vanilla is boring. He wants a fun flavor. Uh-oh. Kim said no fun flavors. Next day, Nicole meets Kim and Bradley for cake tasting. Nicole finds a cake that she likes. She says it's peppermint and chocolate. Michael loves peppermint and chocolate. Kim says, "Who cares what Michael likes? You need to go safe and pick what everyone loves, like boring vanilla." Nicole asks if they have any other advice for her. Bradley says, "Yeah, life gets busy. You need to make time for each other." Nicole says, "You just gave me a great idea." Nicole makes a romantic dinner for Michael. He asks how the cake tasting went. She says they had a peppermint and chocolate cake, which you would love. But Kim says we have to go with the boring vanilla. Michael says, "Shouldn't this wedding be about us and not the guests?" Nicole says, I don't know. Come on, Nicole, grow a spine. Then Kim calls and interrupts their dinner. Nicole rushes to the office to see what Kim wants, and Kim surprises her with a bridal shower. Nicole's roommate says, let's play a true-false game. She says, we asked Michael a bunch of questions, and we're going to see if you can answer them the same way he did. Nicole gets all the questions wrong, which leaves her wondering if she and Michael know each other well enough to be getting married. Next day at work, Kim says, I noticed Michael hasn't invited very many relatives to the wedding. Nicole says, yeah, we only invited the relatives that we are close to. A lot of Michael's relatives have been mean to him and don't support him in his singing career. Kim says, nonsense. You need to invite everyone because getting married in front of people you don't know or don't like is what weddings are all about. Nicole finds out this big work presentation she was going to do next week has been moved up to tomorrow. So she has to cancel plans with Michael again in order to get this thing done. She finds out the client she is pitching is the one who is tearing down the venue where she is getting married. Nicole and Michael meet with the owner of the venue. He asks, how many people are you inviting to the wedding? And what are your decoration colors? And what's the music going to be? They both blurt out different answers, and this guy is thinking, uh-oh, awkward. Then we get a wedding dress shopping scene where Nicole is trying on dresses in front of Kim and her mother. Well, I mean in front of Nicole's mother, not Kim's mother. Kim and her mother are holding up, or Kim and Nicole's mother, geez, that's confusing, are holding up numbers every time Nicole tries on a dress to show how much they like it. Nicole says that she wants a dress with pockets. This was a fun scene, this wedding dress scene where she's trying on wedding dresses. I predict this was a fun scene to shoot because it was a fun scene in the movie. Michael finds out Nicole is inviting all the relatives he doesn't like to the wedding when Bradley sticks his foot in his mouth and accidentally tells him. Michael confronts Nicole about inviting all his relatives that he doesn't like. They both agree that maybe they are rushing into this wedding thing. Nicole tells Kim that she and Michael are thinking of postponing the wedding. Kim apologizes for being a bridezilla and says, if and when you're ready to get married, I will help you plan the wedding. And I won't rush you into anything you don't want to do. Kim says, stop being such a perfectionist. Stop trying to fix things with the guy who's tearing down the venue and work on fixing things with Michael. Okay, so that was good advice. Then we get a good car ride green screen scene with Michael and Brady. You know, you can't have a Christmas movie without an interior car scene in front of a green screen. So the green screen trees are going by as they drive to a cottage for a guy's weekend with Kim. Yeah, Bradley calls it a guy's weekend, but I'm thinking if it's a guy's weekend, why is Kim going to be there? Again, I don't know. Bradley apologizes for spilling the beans about Nicole inviting Michael's relatives to the wedding. Bradley says, have you thought that maybe she was going to invite your relatives so you could let go of the past and move forward? He says Nicole loves you and she had the best intentions. People put too much emphasis on the wedding day, and it doesn't matter if your wedding day is good or bad. That has no effect on what your marriage is going to be like. As soon as they get to the cabin, Michael says to Bradley, can I bail and take your car? I need to get back to the city and apologize to Nicole and make things right with her because I want to spend the rest of my life with her, and it doesn't matter what kind of wedding we have. Then, surprise, Nicole pops out from around the corner. They both apologize to each other and agree that they still want to get married before Christmas. So the wedding is back on. Michael asks what happened with the guy who was tearing down the venue. She says, I don't know. I sent him an email and haven't heard back from him. Oh, now we're up to the wedding. Or at least the rehearsal dinner. The guy who's tearing down the venue shows up to the rehearsal dinner here and says he's decided not to tear down the venue. He's going to build his condos elsewhere. Michael tells Nicole he finished his song. So he plays it for her and they all dance. Then we are at the wedding day. Oh yeah, the big wedding day here. They exchange vows. Bradley officiates the wedding and pronounces them man and wife. That's it. They share a kiss. Okay, so let's chat about this movie. This movie was okay. You know, I thought it was going to be better because I really liked the first one, My Boss's Wedding. That one was really good. But this one was not as good as that one. Now, in that first movie, Drew brought the funny in My Boss's Wedding. And he didn't have it in this movie. And that was disappointing. He was kind of wishy-washy in this movie, kind of going along with whatever Nicole and Kim wanted for this wedding. And he I don't know, he wasn't funny and charming like he was in the first movie. In fact, his character wasn't even in this movie a whole lot. This movie, now that I think about it, this movie kind of focused more on Nicole and Kim and planning the wedding. I don't even remember Michael being in all that many scenes. I guess he had to be because he's one of the main characters, but it didn't seem like he was in the movie that much. So this movie, you know, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the first movie. And it's not as good as the other Christmas movies in the schedule because the network has been really good with their Christmas movies this year. And this one I don't think is as good as some of the other ones. But I did enjoy seeing Drew and Holly together again. I thought that they were good together in this one too, just like they were in the first one. And I also enjoyed seeing Brigitte Kingsley again, who plays Kim in this one. She starred in The Art of Christmas, one of the Christmas movies from last year, which I thought was one of the better movies from last year. So if I was going to rate this movie, I'd give it, I don't know, I'd probably give it maybe 2.5 out of 5, I would say. It's kind of middle of the road, average Christmas movie. So what are your thoughts on this one? Let me know. And also let the network know, Great American Family know. Get on their website, greatamericanfamily.com, and click on the movie review link and let them know what you thought of this movie. Now, I was also going to plan on doing Christmas Keepsake, reviewing that one on this episode, but I haven't had time to finish that summary yet. So we will hang on to that one for next time. So that's coming up next time. Christmas Keepsake, that one stars Daniel Lissing and Jillian Murray. And until I see you then or talk to you then, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.